everybody, Denise with Lazy K Mountain Homestead. Well, today we are going to do a really fun, pretty cookie, and they're called Florentines or a lace cookie. Now, I haven't made these in years. I know I've been saying that about a lot of the stuff I've been making this time for the countdown to Christmas, but it's true. I really had to dig deep into my cookbooks and find things that I thought were a little bit unique. And this is pretty traditional for where I come from in Virginia. It's a beautiful cookie, tasty. It's very thin, crispy, and it can have chocolate on it if you prefer, or you can just eat it without. It's kind of a let's see. It's made with almonds. It's made with almond flour. And it also has regular flour in it, and so it has a real neat texture. So I hope you'll enjoy. So let's get started. I'll have to refer to my recipe over here, but it is really easy. It just takes a little time because you do have to cool it in between. So I just want to warn you with that. But other than that, it's an easy cookie. All right, so let me put the tripod down here, and I've got all my stuff, I think. I'm going to need. So what we're going to do first is we're going to mix 1 cup of almond flour and 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And we're just going to whisk that together and get it all nice and combined there. There we go. We don't want any lumps or bumps from the regular flour. Now, if you want to go and grind your own almonds, you'll need almonds that don't have any of the paper shell on them, and you can boil them, dry them, and grind them in your food processor. Okay, so we're going to set this aside, and then what we're going to do next is our wet ingredients. So we'll be right back. Okay, for this portion of the cookie, we're going to be at the stove, and what we're going to do is we're going to melt our butter, our sugar, our corn syrup, our vanilla, and some heavy cream in a pan, and we are going to warm it up until all the sugar is combined and all the granularly grittiness of the sugar is gone. So let's go ahead and get that down here so you can see. I've got a medium-sized saucepan right here. We went to a Rural King. If you guys have a Rural King, this is Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchen's latest, you can see the HK there, latest cookware. And it was on sale for Black Friday. So I picked this up and I'm really pleased with it. It's very light and easy to wash, easy to cook. It's got some kind of new technology that I really couldn't tell you what it is, but it really does. It works well. Okay, so what we need is 1 stick of salted butter. And we're going to go ahead and melt that over medium-high. And then to that, we are going to add our heavy cream. And we need 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Make sure my arm isn't in the way. 2 tablespoons. All right. And then we are going to add our corn syrup, and we need corn syrup, 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. I should have known that. Oh gosh. There we go. 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. You don't want dark. You want the light. Now this cookie is kind of a nice golden brown. But I imagine if you used the darker corn syrup, it'd be even a darker cookie. Okay, and then to that, we are going to add our vanilla. And we need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. 1/2. And then we are going to need 3/4 cup of white sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Half and then 1/4. Alrighty. And then I'm going to whisk it around. And this will probably take, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. And I won't bore you guys with all these details. You can see how it melted in there nicely. And it's not exactly making a caramel, but it's very close. So I am going to keep this on probably a little bit lower than medium-high now because I don't want it to scorch. It's got all that sugar and heavy cream in there. And I'm just going to mix it every now and then. And I'm going to watch it closely until all of that sugar is well combined and you can't hear any of that grittiness in there. And then we'll be back. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let this come to a rolling boil. Now I've been stirring it every now and then, watching it because I don't want it to scorch. And what a rolling boil is a boil that you cannot stir down. That means as you're stirring it, you can still see it boiling. And let me show you that. See how it's boiling? And I'm stirring it, but you can still see the bubbles. Okay, what this is telling me that the sugar is being melted. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to medium. And I'm going to let it simmer for 1 minute. And then I will remove it from the heat and I'm going to let it cool for a little bit. And then I will mix that with the almond flour mixture. And then we'll proceed from there. So be back in a minute. Okay guys, we're back over here at the island. And I am going to go ahead and pour my wet into my flour. And then we're going to go ahead and combine that really well with a whisk. And it will be thick. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour all of that in here. Oh gosh, it smells so good. And this is a really pretty cookie. If you're wanting a cookie that is elegant, I think a Florentine is it. There's a lot of nice cookies out there. Cookies, home cookies, you know, that you can make at home. But this one will look like that it came right from the bakery. Okay, so we've got it all mixed. And I'm going to let this stand for about 15 minutes because what we're going to do is we're going to need this to be where we can handle it. We're going to roll it into balls and put it on our parchment paper lined cookie sheet. And I will be back in 15 minutes and show you what we need to do next. In the meantime, I want you to preheat your oven to 350, I believe it is. 325. 325, preheat your oven. See you in a few. Okay, that was a fast 15 minutes. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take a teaspoon, just a regular teaspoon from the drawer, and we're just going to get a little bit of this. Now it's going to be dry because it has cooled now, but you want it to be a little warm so you can roll it into a ball. And you just kind of have to mold that with your hand. You might think, oh, it's too dry. If it seems like it's too dry, you just keep it in your hand and all of that sugar will get moldable again. All right, let me go and put this down so you can see what I'm doing. Now these will really spread, so I'm only going to be able to put probably maybe 4 on here because they will spread to a big cookie. And after I've done my first batch, I'll know exactly how far they will spread. But the recipe says at least 6 inches apart these balls need to be on the cookie sheet. And you can see that I'm just kind of squeezing them and I'm getting them back into a ball. Okay, so we'll go ahead. Guess that's about 6 inches. Yeah, probably 4. So you're going to have to do these in batches. And they're going to bake for 10 to 12 minutes until golden brown. And if for some reason they seem like they are kind of baking into each other, as soon as you take them out of the oven and you see that, you're going to want to just with a really sharp knife just kind of go through there and cut them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just put these 4 in the oven at 325 for 10 to 12 and we'll be back. Okay, they baked exactly 12 minutes. I tried 11, but they weren't quite as golden brown as I wanted them to be. So let me put this down. I want to show you what they look like. They're very thin, then they're very flat. And as they start to cool, you'll see little bubbles popping, and that is going to make the lacy part of this Florentine. That's why they call them a lace cookie. So we're going to go ahead and let them cool for 2 minutes or until they are no longer soft. They're very soft right now, and you want them to be hard when you scoop them up and put them on your cooling rack. So as soon as they are cool, I'll put them on the cooling rack. And oh, and what else I did was, in the interest of saving time, I went ahead while they were baking. I went ahead and made all the balls for the rest of my cookies, so I wasn't standing here doing 4 at a time. So I thought that made more sense. So that way, once you're finished with this 12 minutes, you can put them on and you don't have to worry about rolling out the balls. Now this cookie also has chocolate. You can either dip it in chocolate, like one side in chocolate, which is really pretty. You can dip a corner in chocolate, or you can glaze it with chocolate. So what I've got over in my handy dandy baby crock pot here, I've got my coating chocolate and some chocolate chips, and I'm using the combination milk chocolate, dark chocolate. What are you crying for over there? The cats are in and he wants to play. But anyways, I've got it melting. So when all these are nice and cooled, we'll decide what we're going to do as far as the chocolate. So we'll see in a few. Okay, we are finished baking all the cookies. Let me show you what I've got here. They're all really pretty. Just really, really thin. And I wanted to try to show you what I'm talking about with the lace. You see around the edges, you see all the little holes? That is what Florentine is called a lace cookie. And in some of them, I don't know if you can see really well with this one, but there's little holes throughout. Let me see the back, you might be able to see. See the little holes? And that's why it's called a lace cookie. And they're really pretty. Now, like I said earlier, there's a couple ways to decorate these. I've got my chocolate over here. And chocolate is pretty standard with how you want to decorate them. Now, you can go ahead and just dip the bottom like that, and that's really pretty. You can dip half of it in there. That's really pretty too. I've seen them to where you dip the bottom of one and just put it together with another and have kind of like a sandwich cookie. That's really nice too. So, and then also you can just take a spoon and just kind of glaze like you've seen me do before, and that's really pretty too. So I think what I'm going to do, let me grab my little Christmas plate over here, and I'm going to move this down a little bit. Oh, got my finger in the chocolate. Darn. Only one way to get rid of that, right? Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys all the different ways that you can dip these and decorate them. All right, let's see if we, oops, sorry about that. There we go. Chocolate. Okay, now my chocolate is kind of hot, but I'm just going to kind of go. Let me get a fork real fast. Just trying to think. There you go. Okay. Okay, and so there the bottom is completely covered, and you will just turn it up like that and let it harden. Or you can take one and just dip it halfway in there. Like so. And that's really pretty too. And you're going to want to parchment paper down here. If I put it on this, it won't, it'll go right through that. So I'm not going to do that. The reason I do have cookies on here, let me go ahead and put them over here, because I wanted to show you the glaze, which is very popular with the Florentine. And you just go ahead and you get your spoon. I've got the parchment under here so I don't make a mess. Okay. And you just kind of want to go like this. Like so. However you want. And that's really pretty too. So it's really kind of up to you how much chocolate. But you do want some chocolate on these. I mean, I think it just gives it a real nice flavor. The cookie itself is a hard cookie, crumbly. It's almost like you've baked caramel. That's probably the best analogy I can give you. But I just think that is so pretty, just glazed like that. I just think that'd be so neat to have a tin full of cookies. Now, if you wanted to put more glaze on there, of course, you're more than welcome to. Like I said, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. But I hope you guys will try this recipe. I hope you'll enjoy it. And I wanted to show you my almond flour. I just got that at Walmart. Just almond flour. And this says super fine blanched, and you do want blanched. So that's what I used in this recipe. And we'll see you tomorrow with some more Countdown to Christmas. Hope you stick with us. Thanks for subscribing, everybody. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Bye.